Subscribescar.com/Earth's the worst. Oh my god. Is this a fucking joke? Is this a troll? Okay. Mums make an adult film they'd be happy for their children to watch on Good Morning Britain. This was out like 2 fucking years ago. And no, I never heard about this when it first came out. Is this a joke? Let's watch this.
Sarah, what were you particularly worried about your children seeing online? How old are your kids, and what were you afraid they would access?
My girls are 16 and 12. So,
and
in my experience and our research, a lot of children accidentally come across pornography. So, yeah, that was my fear.
Do you know if your kids had?
Fear?
They haven't. Yeah, we've had that discussion and they haven't. They've seen adverts come up when they've been searching online, but they haven't actually gone out and...
The problem...
Okay, so just to preface this, okay, so this X-rated porn producer has a fear of her 12-year-old coming across pornography, but she's making pornography for their children, for children to watch. Okay, so let's just establish that absolute incoherent psychosis right off the bat, and add it to the pile of reasons why the 19th Amendment should be abolished. Do continue.
It's so easy to access. I mean, for everybody. It's like you can just click on your computer and all sorts of stuff comes up. And a lot of it is, I would imagine, very bad stuff for a young, impressionable, early teen mind perhaps to be taking in. So my first reaction
anyone.
This was, this is all a bit of a gimmick. My second reaction actually as a parent...
Wait. What the fuck did he just say? His first reaction was, oh, this is just a gimmick.
This is all a bit of a gimmick. My second reaction actually as a... So my first reaction when I heard about this was, oh, this is all a bit of a gimmick. My second reaction actually as a parent was, this is actually a really interesting move.
What? His first reaction was, this is a gimmick. Not, these are kid effers, child groomers, of an interesting visage. His first reaction is it's a gimmick, and not that these are kid effers or kid groomers. And the second reaction is that this is an interesting idea. I mean, I'm thunderstruck right now. I'm like dizzy right now from this. And also, again, the fact that this is like 2 years old and I never heard about this when it happened. I mean, maybe this just kind of got lost in translation or in the loop or whatever in terms of like right-wing commentary, but I don't remember your Vincent Jameses or your Tim Pools or your Salty Crackers or whoever commenting on this. I don't recall. Is this a joke? Like,
I haven't seen the film, so I don't know quite how it played out. But tell me about your motivation.
You don't need to.
For me, being a mother of boys, it was important for me to, and I've already had those conversations with my sons, my elder sons, so it wasn't so much about teaching them, it was about spreading that message to everybody and understanding that we need to change the narrative for young people to understand it's not an educational tool, and for parents to recognise that we need to be aware and available to have the conversations.
Sarah.
So they're like hardcore like heroin dealers in a sense. Like they don't want their kids tapping into the supply, of course. They want everybody else to buy the supply, of course. I mean, like, these people are just... Why are these people allowed on television, let alone not in a cell? I can't believe this.
Your concern is that a lot of the pornography that's online is what? Unpleasant, dangerous, violent?
Yeah, 95% of it is violent towards women. There's this toxic masculinity.
Oh my
guys
God.
have to behave in a certain way.
Is that true? 95% of porn online is violent towards women?
88% of the porn, of the most seen videos portray violence.
That's the problem, is that it's kinky and like aggressive toward women. That's the problem with it. How about the fact that you're watching men and women being like light sex trafficked right in front of your eyes, and that pretty much all of us had this introduced to us, like these dumb twats have been saying, at way too early of an age. At all. I mean, dude, they have this like furrowed brow, like look of guilt and concern in their faces, yet they're promoting it.
issue here, Emma, though, I mean, the reality is it's aimed at an adult audience, pornography, right? There are much more regulations now about what can be actually put online.
Right.
And in fact, the government here is bringing in even tougher regulations now to stop underage people accessing it, which is, I think, the right thing to do. So it's aimed at an adult audience, and
I'm sure he thinks that's the right thing to do.
adults, I guess, should be allowed to watch any legal material that they wish to see. That's not the issue here. The issue here is that it's so easily accessible by underage people, and that's an issue that I, as a parent, have. Is that that's the problem, and that presumably is what motivated you with this film.
The framing is so fucking absurd. So the problem is not that there's ubiquitous, readily accessible pornography that kids can watch. The problem is that there's readily accessible pornography that's ubiquitous for kids to watch that has choking in it, that reinforces things that creepy, fucking kinky feminists don't like. But the problem is that there's porn at all that kids are getting. Like, that's the problem at all. The problem is that there's no proper age verification or anything like that. And the problem is that it's not a niche, like, seedy thing anymore. It's the seedy is now the normal, and the normal is now seen as seedy. These people are fucking disgusting creepazoids, and they're being treated like... Look, they got this, like, creepy, like, red light district, like, heroin alley fucking display behind them, and they're putting it with this backdrop of what the fuck in this, like, nicely furnished studio. Good morning, Britain. Oh yes, a red light district. Oh, jolly good. Like, what the fuck?
Absolutely, I think it's like 50% of all kids between 11 and 16 will probably have viewed explicit online sexual content, and that felt like an important sort of sea change in behaviour.
Because it gives them a warped idea of what sex is about, doesn't it? Because the stuff in those movies is, you know, although you're right about the tone of them, actually, you see in women's magazines, a lot of women watch that stuff and enjoy watching it. So
exactly. So these women enjoy watching, like, intense gag fuck, like, choking pornography, and they've been emboldened with their histrionics and the feminism and all this fucking psycho shit that's being pumped into our society right now to just make money off of their perversion to involve children in pornography. Not their children, but other people's children need to watch the pornography that they are producing. What the hell, man?
And they make a choice, and I think it's the pervasiveness.
Kids, I think, can get warped and twisted ideas about what sex should be about.
And
you're saying they're giving every reason why these people should be in jail. Do you hear that?
People who cared most about their kids would want to sort of do something positive, give them the tools, and they can have different messages in the film that they made that consent and pleasure, you know, and kissing and cuddling and pleasant things, as well as the hardcore sex.
What is the content?
What the? Hold on a second. Did you fucking hear that? Hold on. Listen to this disgusting creepazoid with a
kissing and cuddling and pleasant things,
so
as well as the hardcore sex.
What?
And kissing, look at consent about their kids would want to, people who cared most about their kids would want to sort of do something positive and give them the tools, and they can have different messages in the film that they made that look at consent and pleasure, you know, and kissing and cuddling and pleasant things, as well as the hardcore sex.
What is the content?
As well as the hardcore sex with the kids for their children to watch.
Of the mum-made porn.
It's showing real sex, real bodies, real people. It shows the lead up, the build up, what it takes to begin those relationships, where it's communication, it's kissing, it's connection. And then, yes, it does show sex.
And what is the idea? Is it that you would show it to your own children? I know you have an adult
I doubt it.
son, don't you?
He's 25. Yes.
So would you sit down and watch this with him?
No, it's not something that we'd sit down and do together and be.
No, I don't mean. No, I don't.
They want
mean,
other parents to do it.
I mean, in terms of a screening, have you made this in order that you will at some point sit down with Channel 4 and say, this is what we've made?
It'll be illegal.
For you.
Yes, we had a screening, but it's down to the individual. I've got very individual young people who, one of them would have chosen if he was old enough to be present, and the other one that was old enough chose not to be present. That's his choice, and that's the whole thing. It's being able to have that choice, and the choice being available to them.
They're grooming the public into more grooming. They're trying to make That was such a NAMBLA fucking argument. That was the most NAMBLA ass fucking thing I've ever heard. Holy fuck. If they think that they're old enough and mature enough, then it should just be that choice. They're trying to groom kids. This is just one tiny little increment.
It had a classification.
Holy fuck, dude.
Yes.
And what is it?
It's an 18R, which means it complies with all the rules of what...
But does that mean under 18 can watch it?
No, it means
See, that,
over 18.
So I would say there's a slight flaw here in the sense that the people that need to see this, who might be underage viewing this stuff, actually are not legally allowed to watch it.
I think
what the fuck?
Effect, though.
And I do think that actually parents are getting involved in this process and they're watching it and seeing that as other parents we are advocating this, they will watch it.
This film.
Yes.
Classification, this film.
I just want you to hear that again.
Yes.
And what is it?
It's an 18R, which means it complies with all the rules of what...
But does that mean under 18 can watch it?
No, it means...
See, that,
Let's hear about what Piers Morgan thinks the flaw here is.
So
He says that the flaw... I'm struggling here. I wish I had proper camera set up so you could see how like dizzy I feel and like nauseous, okay? I'm barely able to fucking string together a thought right now. His problem with this, the flaw as he sees it, is that the people who are underage that, quote, need to see it will not be legally able to see it, and that is the problem. So that's what these people want to change.
I would say there's a slight flaw here in the sense that probably the people that need to see this, who might be underage viewing this stuff, actually are not legally allowed to watch it.
I think it's a trickle-down effect, though.
And I do think that actually if parents are getting involved in this process and they're watching it and seeing that as other parents we are advocating this, they will watch it and they will be able to help better inform their young people in their lives. And I think that's the important message we're trying to get across.
The trouble is, I mean...
That's what I said. They want other people getting addicted to the supply. Not other people's kids, not their kids. Their kids are not going to attend a screening. Other people's kids are going to attend a screening with their creepy, multi-gendered, like, soy-bearded, like, bug men parents who definitely groom and F kids.
Fear says young people will already have seen a lot of porn online. The classification means they can't watch this. And the fact that you've made this, you know, with all the noble intentions about showing real relationships, does not eliminate all the other porn that's online.
It's a 3-part documentary series where you see a lot of those issues being raised and you see a lot of the content.
You're the issue!
The shooting of the
Emma
film.
Morgan, okay, yeah, that's a yid.
Ofcom-regulated aspects of how that works.
I wonder what tribe this chick belongs to.
I think it's a great idea. I do. I just think it's something that every parent will be watching this going, you know what, this is a problem that I feel a little bit awkward about confronting. You don't really want to think of your kids watching this stuff, and yet the reality is it's all one click away on their computers. And kids are way ahead of their parents in accessing anything they want to access. So
that's
I think
the
it's
problem.
a good thing to do, and I think, yeah, good on you.
Wow.
What?
One click away on their computers. And kids are way ahead of their parents in accessing anything they want to access. So I think it's a good thing to do, and I think, yeah, good on you.
Wow.
Keep
it
spreading the message.
Was it awkward when because you were involved in the making of it, obviously not involved in it, but was it awkward watching, making, directing, coming up with the ideas? I mean, you know, we're still a bit squeamish about it.
No, we're sociopaths. Of course not. We're Jewish. We don't see morality. We are allowed to touch your kids, silly goyim. Yes, of course. What the fuck? These are Epstein acolytes. Every last fucking person on this panel.
I think by the time we got to that stage, we had been, we were so learned that actually we got to that stage. It was quite mild by the time we actually did it ourselves. So
it was very professional how we did it, and so
we just got to work and we knew what our message we wanted to put out
Good.
there.
Well, I think it's a good thing. And I'm glad you come on to talk about it. And
when's the programme on?
It's on tonight at 10 p.m. on Channel 4, and it's on for 3 weeks, so...
It's on Channel 4?
Come and watch it.
Tune in and learn something.
Wait, so they showed this on fucking TV? Holy fucking shit. Comments are turned off. I mean, that's as predictable as the rising sun. I'm dizzy right now. I'm beyond thunderstruck. I mean, I knew that Britain was fucked up and not even a real serious country. But holy crap. I was not prepared for that. Hit up the link tree in the description. The link tree in the description. Wow. I can't talk right now.